7:01, I will open tonight's Zoom Board of Selectmen meeting of Tuesday, June 23rd. In accordance with the requirements of the open meeting law, please be advised that this meeting is being recorded and broadcast over the Lunenburg Public Access Channel. The town of Lunenburg, in response to the COVID-19 pandemic, is currently following the guidance from the Lunenburg Board of Health, Massachusetts Department of Public Health, and the CDC regarding the virus and steps communities can take to prevent its spread. All town facilities are open by appointment only. In accordance with the governor's order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, General Law, Chapter 30A, Section 20, all public meetings are being conducted remotely, and this meeting will be broadcast live through local access cable, on Facebook Live, on the Public Access Facebook page, and you will be able to find it later on after this recording is over within 24 hours on the Lunenburg Access YouTube channel. If you would like to join this meeting, it is open to the public. If you have a smartphone, tablet, or computer, you can download the Zoom app and join webinar ID 909-174-0347. If you do not have such a smart device but still wish to participate via phone, the phone number is 1-888-475-4499. Again, webinar ID 909-174-0347. First order of business is to do the Pledge of Allegiance. So I will share the image of the flag and ask Ms. Adams if she would lead the pledge, please.
Okay, sure. I pledge allegiance. Oops, image is sharing.
Is it not sharing?
I don't know.
The screen's black.
That's not good. Was my video fine before?
No, it was frozen before.
Oh, excellent. All right, Katie, do the standby. Thank you.
Okay, here we go. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. It's this time of day, unfortunately, that my internet at my home gets the flakiest, so I apologize in advance. I would open the, well, before we go to public comment from the board, I will open the comment to the public for the board. I just want to, first of all, thank our newest members, Mr. Mourinho and Mr. Dwyer on wins on Saturday. Thank you for joining the board and for putting your hat in the ring, and actually getting on the ballot, which was an achievement in and of itself. So that shows a stick-to-itiveness that we certainly could use on the board. That's excellent. I also want to thank everybody. I was out of town for Father's Day, but I wanted to thank everybody who came to vote. I want to thank Kathy and her election team, who I understand did an excellent job, just as she did during the special election, and especially with the extra time because of all the write-in votes. I want to thank her and her team and all the facilities crew who made TC Passios safe during the pandemic for voting. I also want to thank Chris Menard, who put together a write-in list and gathered a lot of people's names who wanted to write in, who couldn't because there was no caucus and because it was tough to get signatures, who compiled a list, and which was helpful for people, A, who wanted to run for office, and B, for voters to know who to vote for, or to assist who to vote for. And also to Dave McDonald, who stood out in the heat and handed out, I understand, about 400 of those flyers with write-in candidates available. So thank you to everybody for that. I look forward to working with all the people who are the newest members of their boards or the people who won re-election. And it was a really excellent showing. Ms. Adams.
Oh, sure. Are you doing public board comment?
Board comment. Yeah, that was my board comment.
Okay, sure, great. I also wanted to say welcome to the new members, and then I wanted to thank Heather and the chief and anybody who was involved in the long-term requests to change signal patterns at the Walmart intersection. Facebook was very excited when people first experienced it. I even got a text message when somebody saw a bucket truck. And so, I don't think we can ever eliminate, poor driving decisions, and I'm sure we'll, see things happen, but having the opportunity to change what felt like a bad intersection to hopefully something that'll operate better. Thank you for all the persistence.
Welcome.
Yeah, it definitely got great reviews, and I my hat off to you, Katie, on being persistent as well throughout that whole process.
Well, thank you. I'm a squeaky wheel. It doesn't always make me well liked, but sometimes it serves a purpose.
Mr. Dwyer, by the way, for those who are on this call, if you are on Zoom, there is a raise your hand feature. That's how I'm calling on people. So you feel free to raise your hand. If you don't know where to raise your hand from, you can do it if you click on participants, I think, and get a list and click on your name and you can raise your hand. So Mr. Dwyer.
Thank you. I just wanted to thank everyone who supported me in getting me on the ballot, encouraging me to run, and all those who voted for me. I look forward to serving the town in this new capacity, and that's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Excellent. Thank you. Mr. Mourinho.
I too would like to thank everybody that supported me, and also I look forward to serving on the board, and I hope everybody has a lot of patience for the next few weeks because I have no clue what I'm doing. Thank you for having me.
Somehow I don't think that's accurate, but I'll go with it. Mr. Jeffries.
And I also just want to extend a thanks to our newest members. It feels good not to be the junior member anymore. So welcome. I'm sure it's going to be a fun year, at least 3 years. So far, it's been a year for me, so I can tell you it's going to be a year of learning. And I certainly welcome and look forward to working with you guys.
In preparation for tonight, I was actually looking because something struck me. In the years since I've been involved with town government, I think since 2004, so like 16 years, I don't think there's ever been a time where, and I could be wrong, if somebody has this information, please let me know, but I don't think there's been a time there's been 2 new members at the same time in that 16 years. Always been on the, because one every 3 years is only one person running. So there's only the other 2 years that there are 2 candidates running, and almost always in that time frame, there's been somebody running for re-election, and then a new person comes in. So this is the first time, I think, in that 16 years that 2 new members are on at the same time. So I'm sure they'll get people racing to their town reports looking that up. So, okay, I'll open it up for the public. Any public comment from the public? Sue Doherty. Let me unmute you. Hold on. Go ahead, Sue.
Okay. Hi, I'm Sue Doherty. I'm the director at the Lunenburg Council on Aging. I just wanted to update you real quick on a new program that we're doing. And it's inspired by Michael Ray Jeffries, actually. He came to one of our meetings, Council on Aging meetings last fall, and he spoke about volunteerism in the town and how difficult it is to get people to do things. And lo and behold, within the next couple of weeks, Massachusetts Councils on Aging sent out a request for applications for what is called to become a discovery center for civic engagement at your senior centers, which is a program that new retirees seeking volunteer opportunities within the community can visit the Eagle House and meet with trained transition navigators who can assess their skills, find out what they are passionate about, and match them with volunteer work in the nonprofit sector. The repositioning process can help the young seniors 55 plus make a difference in their communities, as well as to seek a stronger purpose in their life. So basically it's a rebranding and revamping of the word volunteerism and trying to get people to think outside of the box on what they want to do when they retire. What are they going to do? What can they offer? It's not just for town government. It's for all nonprofits. It's open to people in Fitchburg and Leominster can come. I've had several meetings with the Discovery Center people through Zoom. I mean, this has been a very difficult time to try to start a program. I have selected 3 transition navigators from our community. And one you know very well, and that's Jamie Toll. Another one is Laurie Ann Tessier, and the other one is Susan O'Sullivan. And they all come with great experience in human resources, different organizations with outreach and medical backgrounds. And also what I needed to do was pick another team, a stakeholders team, and Michael Ray is on that, along with Muir Hammond from the library, Julie Bellevue, the assistant town manager, Carolyn Sargent from the Lunenburg Business Association, and Deb Lincoln, our chairperson for the Council on Aging. And what the stakeholders do is they assist with getting the word out in the town to different people. And, you know, each one is chosen because of their commitment to try to get volunteers into the town. And they have the right tools to do so. And what the transition navigators do is they get in touch with the people who want to volunteer. They talk to them about their passions and their experiences and what they can offer to different organizations, and they will be holding hours at the senior center, probably one day a week. We can split them up 2 hours for each navigator, and they can train these people who want to come in and give them a new vision as to what volunteering can be after your retirement. So we were fortunate enough to be one of 6 sites chosen in Massachusetts for this, and the other 5 are Agawam, Andover, Barnstable. There's an agency, Senior Care, up in the North Shore, and Weston. And I think it's a really exciting thing. As a matter of fact, we had a Zoom this afternoon where the transition navigators had a meet and greet with the other transition navigators. And over the summer, they will be, officially trained on what to do. They have toolkits available for them, and it's just going to be a really exciting and hopefully a fresh way to get volunteerism into the town. So I just wanted to update you on that, and that's about it. That's all I have to say on that.
Thank you very much. Sounds very exciting.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, any other public comment from the public? Seeing none, I will go to our first, we do just announcements. So I do have an announcement just so people from the DPW that they, on Lancaster Avenue, Leominster Road, and Leominster Shirley Road, there's going to be line painting that's going to be happening this evening. So if you see spotlights in those areas, as they will be working after hours, please be aware that that is what is happening in those areas. I think the police and the town manager have also been made aware of that. But the general public, if you live on those 3 streets, that's what's going to be happening. Madam Town Manager, do you have any announcements for tonight?
I do not.
Okay. All right. So let's go to first appointment, 7:05 p.m. Poll petition hearing for 23 Round Road. Do we have anybody on the... I can't tell because I have 2 phone people. Is anybody on a Zoom meeting who's named? Okay, there we go. Mark, are you here for the poll hearing? Well, hold on. Let me unmute you. Come on. is. You unmuted on your, are you muted on your microphone on your end? There we go. No, you're not. You're still muted. There we go. Now you're unmuted, Mark. But I still can't. Can anybody hear?
No.
No.
You are unmuted on Zoom, but I cannot hear you.
Oh,
We still can't hear you.
Can he call in while he's videoing this way? I don't know.
Yeah, it might be best if you call in. Yep. Do we have the Lunenburg Board of Selectmen Interlude Orchestra play?
Maybe in the meantime, read the notice.
Sure. Notice to abutters to all interested parties in conforming with the requirements of Section 22 of Chapter 166 of the General Laws. You are hereby notified that a public hearing will be held at the Town Hall, well, not Town Hall, but via Zoom meeting, for the direction on Tuesday, June 23rd, 2020 at 7:05 p.m. upon petition of Unitil, Fitchburg Gas and Electric for permission to erect or construct, and a location for a line of wires, poles, and other such fixtures as may be necessary to sustain or protect the wires of the line for the transmission of electricity upon, along, across, or under the following public ways of said town: 23 Round Road, one proposed new pole, 425, I'm assuming that means feet, well, it says inches, east of Reservoir Road, shown on plan number 967-L, dated May 13th, 2020. Location approximately as shown on the attached plan, which the Board of Selectmen and the Town Manager have. Wherefore it prays that after due notice and hearing as provided by law, it be granted a location for and permission to erect and maintain poles and wires, together with such sustaining and protecting fixtures as it may find necessary. Said poles be erected substantially in accordance with the plan filed herewith marked. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground laterals, cables, and wires in the above or intersecting public ways for the purpose of making connections with such poles and buildings as each of the petitioners may desire for distributing purposes. So that went out on June 9th. Okay, Mr. Frappier, are you still dialing in?
Enter your participant ID followed by pound.
While he is finalizing that, everybody has seen the plans, I'm assuming, on the board. Mr. Jeffries, you have your hand up?
There are
oh, yes.
Yes.
I have a question about the notice to abutters. Does it, the letter references, and this is just technical, the letter references that we're meeting at Town Hall, but it also notes Zoom, but does it provide the Zoom address at any point?
Yeah, well, it says that for instructions how to join the meeting, look at the Board of Selectmen agenda for the website, on the town website for the calendar. So people were given notice, yes. Okay, so I have 3 phone numbers. Mark, in the chat, just tell me Just chat in what your last three numbers are.
My last
Of
three
your-
numbers of what?
Or your phone number.
On the ID number, it's 347.
Three. All right, let's just, what are you going to go? We're going to one by one. Is this you, Mark?
Yeah,
Yes, I hear you.
All right, there it is. I guess I'm right on the first one. Okay, sorry about that glitch. So, introduce yourself and then say what you're looking for to the people at home and to us.
Certainly. Mark Frappier. I'm the electric operations supervisor with Unitil, and I'm here to representing Unitil for the poll petition at 23 Round Road. The intent is to install a new pole along the frontage of that address, 23 Round Road, where we will then run a service along the driveway to the house. There is an existing service that crosses over the neighbor's yard at 31 Round Road and attaches to poles. And the resident at 31 Round Road is looking to construct, I think he's building a garage, and he requested that we relocate his neighbor's service from his property.
Okay.
So I'm here to petition for that pole set to get there.
Okay. I do have one question, and I always ask this question, and everything is almost what I've asked for. It is very difficult, unless I'm missing something, to see where the existing driveways are. Like there's a marker in the legend that says existing driveway, but I certainly can't see it on either computer I have of where the driveways are in the diagram.
The sketch wasn't provided. Okay, there's a fence line between the two properties, and the driveway is not 15 feet from the property bound between 23 and 31. So the new pole set is approximately, I'd say, without the drawing in front of me, it's possibly 25 feet left of the existing driveway.
Yeah, it says 30 feet, but I couldn't. It doesn't. I think I see.
It very well could be 30.
I think I see what's going on.
I don't have the drawing.
All right, you don't have the drawing, and I think I see what's going on. The driveways are done in about the lightest shade of gray possible. So
that's correct.
Now, as I'm straining and I'm seeing what you're saying, I can see faintly. So if you can have them, whoever drew this, it was Jay Olson. If you could make him change that color, now I see where the driveways are. It just was not very clear, but okay. That's the only question I have. I mean, it seems pretty straightforward to me. I will open it up to the board if they have any questions for the applicant.
No, I would be comfortable making a motion, but I would wait since it's a public hearing. There's public lining up to speak on this. I don't want to.
Yeah, I'll ask. I doubt it, but I will ask if anybody in the public wishes to speak to this, either for or against. Okay, no one. Back to you, Ms. Adams. Go ahead.
Okay, then I would make a motion that we approve the poll petition, or the poll, would you call it petition? Not, I don't know, for 23 Round Road.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, any further discussion? All those in favor, this is Zoom, so it's a roll call vote. So Mr. Dwyer, you're muted. Okay, hold on a second. Mr. Dwyer.
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho.
Aye.
Ms. Adams.
Aye.
Mr. Jeffries.
Aye.
And aye for me. You're all set, Mr. Frappier.
Thank you all. Have a great evening.
You too.
You too.
Bye.
Okay, next 7:10 appointment. We have 3 applications for outdoor seating and outdoor liquor sales from Kindred Spirits at 324 Electric Ave, number 4. Il Forno at 494 Electric Ave, and Lakeview Club, 449 Wellham Road. All of their applications are in our Google Drive, and I'll just take them in order that they are listed here. So Who is here from Kindred Spirits? Let's look that up. I'm assuming, okay, so let's unmute these two phone numbers.
Oh, no. Can you hear me?
All right, so hold on. So who is calling from 5825?
This is Rebecca. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Rebecca, are you
Hi.
from Kindred Spirits?
Yes, I am.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, hold on. So
Hello.
who is calling from 342-5825?
This is Rebecca from
Okay,
Kindred Spirits.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so Rebecca, we have your diagram and your requests. I would open it up to the board if they have any questions about where you're looking for. Kind of a little confusing, the diagram.
It's the side of the building and then a couple parking spaces out back.
Okay, so I see you have rope fences. Okay, there you go. And how many tables? So these are all. How many tables you have in total? 5, 6?
I'm sorry. Let me just open up my.
I get
phone.
7.
don't have-
Looks like 7 tables.
Okay. Sounds about right. Let me see. 2, 3.
You have it yet?
Hi. Oh, yes, I do. 7 tables. Sorry,
Okay.
I didn't know you were waiting for me.
All right, Ms. Adams, you have a question.
Oh, sure. I was just going to make a general comment. As you know, I think this is the 3rd meeting that we've done these. I just feel very sorry for small businesses. My heart breaks a little bit. I feel like we're all playing a giant game of Simon Says, and everybody's jumping through hoops. And a thought came to my mind when I went by. It was a Leominster restaurant, and a restaurant in Leominster, and there's all these picnic tables out on the asphalt. And later that day, I heard thunder, and I'm thinking, all these rules we've placed on people. So somebody's waiting for their order, and then a pop-up thunderstorm comes, and there's lightning, and everybody's sitting under their umbrella outside. And I just feel like we've created a set of circumstances that's nearly impossible. But obviously, as we've done in the past, even though these are bizarre circumstances, the small businesses need to be able to open through any of these hoops that are being set for them. But my new thought was the danger of having people outside and potentially, hostile storm comes through. I certainly hope they're able to get inside or seek shelter. And it was just sort of this strange thing that I guess it's unfortunate that we've had almost drought-like conditions, but I don't know, this outdoor operating in light of summer weather, I feel like is extremely unfortunate. And I wish businesses were just allowed to open. I'm exhausted of these mandates, but I would make a motion that we approve this for Kindred Spirits so they can open and try to get the best business they can out of the bad circumstances. That wasn't a good motion. I make a motion that we approve this for Kindred Spirits.
Second.
Any further comment from anybody? Any further questions? Okay, all those in favor, Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho,
Aye.
Ms. Adams, Mr. Jeffries,
Aye.
and I for myself. All right, good luck, Rebecca.
Thanks a lot, guys.
All right,
Have a good night.
you too. Bye. Okay, next up is Il Forno. So let's unmute there. And the Zoom controls are not being very helpful. There we go. All right. You're unmuted.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear us, sir?
Yes, I do.
All right. So,
I am
Good.
Mike Corno.
okay. Mike, let's talk about your plan. So just walk us through your plan, where you're
Sure.
planning to put it.
My plan is very different than the previous one. We have a tent outside in the side of the parking lot against the building itself, so we have easy access from the kitchen right to the building. I think my tent has been done by Atlantic Tent in Lunenburg, and it's 30 by 60 actually. It's a very fairly good sized tent.
Okay.
To protect our customers from rain and thunder and hot weather and all kind of things.
Sure.
And all what we seek is just permission to be able to serve our veterans alcoholic beverage outside under the tent, just as good as serving inside.
Excellent.
And
All right.
we're proud to be in Lunenburg, and we did a great job on the tent. It's been decorated. It's been in use in the last week. And we serve water and soft drinks, and just waiting for your permission to say yes, go ahead to allow our customers to enjoy a glass of wine or whatever cocktail they wish for to have with us to
Sure.
complement our food.
Appreciate that. Anybody on the board have any questions for Mike?
Yeah,
I would entertain a motion on his application.
I have some questions.
You have it. Okay, Mike.
Yeah.
Michael, go ahead.
Yeah. So I share some of Selectman Adams' sentiment. However, I recognize that there is, legitimate concern by many people about the current pandemic that we're in. And I imagine that most of them are probably not going to come out to a restaurant right now. And that people are making decisions that they need to make for their own benefit. But putting up a tent, to me, what is the effective difference between having them inside the building and having people inside of a tent? So can you explain how this tent is?
To answer that, sir?
Yeah.
So under the tent, we're keeping the distance. We're keeping 6 feet between tables. So it's out in the air, of course, it meets the guidance of the CDC, which is we have to keep keep the social distance between tables. We all wearing masks, wearing gloves, doing whatever necessary to protect our staff as well as our customers. We have all kind of sanitation product. We have whatever it takes, whatever it needs to conduct our business. We've been doing takeout business since the pandemic started. And we're doing exactly the same thing. We'll follow the CDC guideline. We provide our staff and our customers with whatever necessary precaution to protect them and protect us as well. So as far as outside, of course, the reason for doing outside, the government decided on that, is because the fresh air outside is different than the inside. Inside, you get the air conditioning, you got the exhaust system, you got the Ansel system, you got all these things. The circulation of the air is the same air going in and out, the intake and outtake. It's just very much it balances itself. So whatever comes out comes back in again with the air conditioning and the heating system. Outside, of course, it's a fresh air and people out in the wide field, in the open field. So I'm sure it's a lot safer than having it inside the restaurant itself and closing walls and doors.
So let me ask you something, Mike. Is the tent that you have,
Yes.
is it enclosed on all four sides as well?
No, sir. It's only on two sides. The open side, which is the huge side, the face of the tent itself. It's facing Route 13. It's wide open. And the other side against the building, and one side toward RC Motor next door, which is open as well. So we have two-sided open, and the back side of the tent, it's against the wall to give some privacy to our next door neighbors as well. So because right next door there's a house, and we have that side of the tent closed just to give them some buffer and also to protect them and not to annoy them or disturb them.
Okay.
So,
So it's not fully enclosed.
no.
Okay, that's what I think.
Yes.
I don't want to speak for Mr. Jeffries, but I think that's one of the things he was may have been questioning. But I'll let him speak for himself.
Yeah, the requirements are that 50% of the tent has to be open and exposed, and so I was trying to get a better understanding of.
We have way than 50% open. It's very much, it's a whole tent is open. It just close one side from the back to protect the neighbors.
Okay.
That's what it is.
It sounds as if, that satisfies the requirements. And you said that what you put in here is that the square footage is 1,800 square feet on the tent, and that you plan on, for seating capacity, you noted 50 to 60, but how many tables?
12 tables, sir. So an average of 4 customers per tables. We cannot seat more than 6 people together as a family. And that's what we do. So roughly at full capacity under the tent, most likely about 40 to 50 customers, it doesn't happen yet. I don't anticipate it to happen, to have them all coming in at once. And beside that too, we're taking reservations. So people comes in with reservations. And also we're taking customers' name, contact numbers, who were on the tables, and who was at that particular time for dinner. So that way, just in case, God forbid, something happened, at least we have a way to trace who was coming in, who came in, and what happened. So we have everything documented for people coming and going. And there's a distance at least 6 to 7 feet between tables.
Okay. Any more, Michael?
No, thank you.
Ms. Adams?
I would like to make a motion that we approve the outdoor seating and outdoor liquor sales for 494 Electric Ave, Il Forno.
Second.
Okay. Any further questions or discussion? All those in favor, Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho,
Aye.
Ms. Adams,
Okay.
Mr. Jeffries,
Aye.
and an aye for me.
I'm
Good luck.
hungry.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. And last, Lakeview Club. Let's go to that. And let's unmute Danielle. Danielle, are you with us? Can you unmute your microphone? I cannot unmute. Ms. Betancourt, are you there?
Do we know who the last phone number is? That maybe they called in as well? Okay.
Okay, looks like Danielle.
Hello?
Yes, there you go.
Hello?
Yes. Can you hear us?
Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Oh, okay. Yes, I'm sorry. I'm a little new to Zoom.
Okay. All right, so just we have your application here. Just tell us about your arrangement, about the diagram that you provided us and where things will be.
Okay. Yeah, if you're facing the front of the building on 449 Willem Road, I have a very large parking lot on the left-hand side. And we're going to rope off right up against the building on the left-hand side. And I think I put 18 by 26.
Correct.
With 6 tables and 4 chairs apiece.
Okay, so that's pretty straightforward.
Plus I have a camera out there too. Yep.
Okay. You have listed everybody. I'll open it up to the board if anybody has any questions about the diagram presented here. Seeing none, I would entertain a motion about the application then.
I have some questions.
Oh, okay. Slow on the draw today. Go ahead, Mr. Jeffries.
Yeah, so I'm trying to understand the dimensions here. So 18 by 26, you said 6 tables. What's the square footage per table and chairs you're estimating each person's going to occupy?
Four chairs per table.
Okay, 4 chairs per table, 6 chairs. The 18. So what I'm trying to figure out is 18 by 26 puts you at 468 square feet, which is a really tight space.
I mean, I can make it bigger because, I mean, it's just an open parking lot. It's not involved with anywhere near the road. I wasn't going to allow any customers to park on that side of the parking lot anyways for the safety of the customers. They would have to park on the right-hand side of my building. I've done this before. I've had a one-day outdoor permit before and blocked that whole entire parking lot, that side of the parking lot off, and made everybody park on the right-hand side. It's not the first time I've done this, so.
Okay, so what I'm trying to understand in my question is, assuming that you have, these tables in 2 columns of 3 tables each, right? And I'm just assuming that there's 6 tables there. Based on the square footage that you're giving us of the dimensions, you can't fit 3 tables with people around them and keep them 6 feet apart. You can't do that in 468 square feet. So I'm trying to get a better understanding of how you can put in 6 tables in this area.
Well, maybe I measured it wrong. I just kind of went out there with a, I'm sorry, not a measuring stick, whatever, and measured and figured that would be big enough for the table that I had to put out there. And I was going to do like 2 on each corner and 2 in the middle. 4 on each corner, I'm sorry, and 2 in the middle. It seemed big enough to me. I mean, I can widen it, make it bigger than what I put down in 18 by 26.
From my perspective, I think, I don't think this process on our part should be too cumbersome. I think that we should be promoting small business to reopen, and to try to make money during these times when your income and your family's well-being is being affected. Certainly that's not lost on me. But as a small part of this requirement, though, I think that I think we need to see some numbers that work in the space. So
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage you to, how much bigger can this get?
I can put, I mean, I don't know if you've ever drove by the Lakeview.
Yep.
I mean, I have that whole entire left-hand side of my parking lot. I can put them out towards the little, there's a little stream that goes back there on the side of my building.
Okay.
I mean, I can put them all over the place. I mean,
I would urge that your dimensions need to increase by about 4 more square feet. So if it's possible to do like a 22 by 26, then if you have, you can do that?
yes.
Okay. All right, with 22 by 26, that would work for me.
Mr. Dwyer.
I was going to make a suggestion, but Michael Ray beat me to it with his suggested expansion. So I'm good.
Okay. Any other questions for the applicant? I would entertain a motion regarding the application for Lakeview Club. Ms. Adams.
Sure, I'm just putting the address here in front of me. I would make a motion that we approve the outdoor seating and outdoor liquor sales for the Lakeview Club at 449 Whalum Road. And I would add that the recommendation from the other selectmen are just make sure that there's plenty of social space while people are socializing. I don't know.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
Okay. All right, any further discussion? All those in favor, Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho,
Aye.
Ms. Adams, and Mr. Jeffries,
Aye.
and I for myself. So good luck there, Ms. Betancourt.
Thank you.
I will say to all the applicants who were on tonight and everybody we've approved that I wanted you to know, in case you didn't already, which you should have, but obviously on the questioning here tonight and the seriousness of what's going on with these conditions that the governor put out are very strict in their implementation, and we expect everybody to follow them. And we have people already coming to us and indicating where things are not being followed. So again, we want everybody to be able to do business within the guidelines of how this has to be done. We need people wearing masks. We need people being distant from each other, etc. So please follow what's in the guidelines, and everyone will be able to continue as we move through the different phases. So please take all those guidelines seriously. I know we as a town will be doing that. Thank you, and good luck in all of your establishments as you go to the next phase.
Thank you very much. You guys have a wonderful evening.
Same to you. Thank
You as
you.
well.
Thank you. All right. $7:15, weekday entertainment license for Il Forno. So let me unmute Mr. Muhammad again.
Hello?
This is true. Are you there? Yes. Okay. Let me just hold on, Mike.
Sure.
Okay. All right. Good. So we have a entertainment license. So while I'm bringing the document up, if you want to go, is there anything you want to explain about the entertainment license?
Well, wherever I am proposing, it's a lot simpler than the word entertainment. I'm just right. I had in my place in Littleton, two people, band, two local people. I had a musician comes in to entertain kids, and basically that's all that I'm looking for. Someone come in, play guitar as a single person, or not big bands, or not a lot of loud music or dancing or any of that. It's simple, entertaining our client to soft music, some accordion player or guitar player, or two people playing the keyboards. Other than that, that's all I'm looking for.
Okay. Mr. Jeffries.
Of course, with your permission.
Mr. Chair, are you entertaining a motion?
It's open to questions if anybody has any, or motions if nobody has any.
I make a motion to approve the entertainment license for Il Forno.
Second.
Do I have a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor, please signal by saying aye. Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho,
Aye.
Ms. Adams,
Aye.
Mr. Jeffries,
Aye.
and I for myself. Good luck again, Mike.
Thank you very, very much. I deeply appreciate it. And I am proud to be a part of this beautiful community. And in regard to, just for 2 seconds of your time, in regard of following the rules and regulations as far as serving our customers and protecting our staff, we're following the guideline for the CDC and with the governor's requirement and recommendations, and we try to keep the distance. And you can come by and see our tent outside. It's 1,800 square feet. It's huge, humongous, big size. We have about 12 tables, so on average of 40 to 50 customers at a time. Not more than that. We try to keep the distance, keep our clients, our customers safe. So is our staff as well. We're wearing masks. We wearing gloves all day. We serve food. We started to serve food in takeout containers with covers on. So we try to do as much as we can to entertain our customers and also to keep them safe and healthy, and also our staff. And that's my pledge to you. So I understand your worries, and I know where you're coming from, and we all here in it together. And hopefully we can ride that wave very soon and go back to normal life.
Thank you.
I appreciate that, Mike, and I really do. And we're glad to have you in Lunenburg. So
thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Have a great summer and be safe.
You too.
Thank you, sir.
You as well.
All I can say is I'm starving, so all this Il Forno talk is.
All right, Madam Town Manager, we have any interviews, appointments, reappointments? We do have one resignation. We got a resignation from Mr. Passios, who's on here at his vacation island in the upper right corner of my screen. But he, now being elected to the Parks Commission, sent in a letter to the Board of Health Chair and to myself saying that as of this Thursday, he will be resigning from that board to serve on the Park Commission. So we will have an opening. And I know there were 3 people running for 2 seats on the Board of Health. So I'm hoping that the person who was not elected will be willing to serve on the Board of Health.
There are no other interviews, appointments, or resignations.
Okay. So then we go to current business. Current business right after the election, of course, the reorganization of the board. So we nominate the chair, vice chair, and clerk for the board. And somebody just recommends who they want and gets a second. And if there's more than nominations, we have runoff. Otherwise, we will just go through the voting process one office at a time. So I would open it up for nominations to chair of the board. Mr. Jeffries.
I nominate you to be chair of the board.
You meaning me?
Meaning you, meaning
okay. Well, without a name, I just want to, okay.
Second.
Any other nominations for chair? All those in favor, Mr. Dwyer.
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho.
Aye.
Ms. Adams.
Aye.
Mr. Jeffries.
Aye.
And I will abstain. Thank you all for your support. I would entertain a motion for vice chair. I would like to nominate Jeffries.
Gregory Jeffries for vice chair.
I will second that.
Thank you.
Any other nominations for vice chair? All those in favor, Mr. Dwyer.
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho.
Aye.
Ms. Adams.
I'll say aye. For sake, I didn't know if you were going to do any further discussion, but it seems like these are moving right along. So aye.
Well, I can hesitate if you would like to, if you like something to discuss. I mean, I didn't mean to rush it. I'm sorry.
No, I just, in the past, we've, had different discussions and everything. And I would say, even though it seems like, people had their mind made up, I would have been happy to have any of these roles. This is my third year serving, and I've been very dedicated and very interested, and I'm sorry that nobody had any consideration for that, without any even discussion or anything. So, but it seems like everybody had their mind made up. So we'll just, I guess, move it along like we usually do.
Mr. Jeffries,
I will abstain.
and I will say aye. So we'll open up to clerk. And I would nominate Ms. Adams for clerk.
Second.
Any other nominations? Any other discussions? Mr. Dwyer.
Aye.
Oh, hold on, Michael. Did you want to say something, Michael? Here?
Oh, no, I was going to make the motion.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Mr. Mourinho.
Aye.
Ms. Adams.
Aye.
Mr. Jeffries.
Aye.
And an aye from me. Okay. And if we can, Madam Town Manager, if we can have an email go around to the rest of the boards that just say what the new makeup of the board is.
Certainly.
Okay, current business number 2. This came in as a request too late to be put on last week's, Ms. Adams.
Yes, it's not on the agenda tonight, but I did want to volunteer to take Damon McQuaid's place on the TC Passios Building Design Committee. When we had first rolled that committee out, there was supposed to be 2 selectmen, and he and I had volunteered, and then that night it was reorganized to make it space for 1, because I think we added a school committee member. So with him leaving as representative, I've worked on studying and thinking about these topics in the buildings for many, many years. And when and if this goes on the agenda, I just wanted to say that I've been thinking about it, and I would like to volunteer if the group selects me. I just wanted to volunteer to join the TCP BDC.
Sure. So that was the next thing I was going to mention to the town manager. Can we get a list of all the current assignments that everybody has, so that on the next meeting, which would be July 7th, we can go review that? Because
Yes.
Ms. Adams is correct. So that would be, there'll be positions that Phyllis has vacated too, on some of her boards, like Stormwater and Montechusett Municipal Planning, et cetera. So I want that to go around. If we can get that out by the end, or very latest, the beginning of next week, so that people have a week to look over what positions are available, so that people can come prepared on the 7th to volunteer for those roles. So thank you for reminding me that by saying that now, Katie.
Yeah.
Tom, did I hear you ask for when they meet as well?
I didn't ask that, but we can put that on there, sure. So not only the positions, but when those meet.
Thank you.
Over the years, we've reduced the number of liaisons, so there's not many liaisons to the other committees. At one point, I'd like to revisit that, but this is not the time.
When we quit liaising.
Yeah, which I personally didn't understand, but that's a different story. Now it's a little easier to liaise because you don't have to go anywhere. You just got to sit at your computer, so it's a lot easier. But we're just going to do the positions that we all have filled or had already. Okay, so the next thing on here is, like I was about to say, that last week we got a request too late to be put on last week's agenda from the North Worcester County Virtual Pride Organizational Committee, asking us if we would like to participate and officially submit a video message to their virtual Pride meeting. So obviously this requires a vote of the board to make such a representation. I've opened it up. I don't think there's any, I don't think they've had any requirements on what the video has to be. It's just in support of the Pride Parade or the Pride event, which of course is not happening because of COVID-19. And so they're doing it like everybody else has been doing virtually. And they wanted to know if we wanted to submit something as a town, and it doesn't have to come necessarily from all of us or one of us. We're just opening it up, and we can do that however we would like to present that video message to be included. And I think there is some kind of deadline. I think it has to be done by the 1st, July 1st is the latest he wants it done. So that's middle of next week. So I'll open it up for discussion, how people feel about the request, how people feel about a submittal. If anybody has an ideas, if we vote in the affirmative that we'd like to support and submit a video, how people would like to do that, if anybody would like to volunteer to do that. So I'm just going to open it up to the entire board at this point.
So I've been asked separately to submit a video as well for this. So, and I think that, and I had a question over email to you and to Heather about this beforehand, and then I received an invitation to do it, I think a few days afterwards. But I believe that he's looking for a group of people or a person to represent the town as well. So I don't know if it needs to be all of us, but I will note that I'm doing a separate video, so I probably can't represent the board for the town video as well. But I support the idea of submitting something that says that we support unity, which is the message that they are trying to spread.
Okay. I personally am also in support of the request, and I think it would be good to, again, it's a good cause. It's something I land solidly behind, for anything that promotes equality among people in general. So I would be for the request of supplying a video. I don't have any preconceived notions about how we would do that and how the board wants to go forward with that, but I do support the request and the idea behind it.
I'm not sure I completely understand. So they want to show a video during a Zoom meeting?
I don't know how I'm assuming it's going to be like a virtual program, like everything has been done up till this point. So I don't know the format of what they're doing. Maybe they'll have, and again, this is just totally supposition on my part, and I haven't talked to Mr. Bovenzi, who's organizing it, but I'm assuming they'll have some forms of entertainment or maybe some musical numbers and then some videos from the different towns or different contributors issuing their message on Pride and the message it has. That's what I would.
Asking to show something like during a selectmen's meeting, or
no, they're going to have their own event,
contribute to the event.
Yes.
Okay.
Like we did our Memorial Day event, instead of having an on-premise Pride event like they tried to, like they would have liked to this year, that the pandemic prevents, they want to do something that they will be presenting. We don't have to do anything except submit something to them.
So I guess I'm just confused what they're asking for.
Again, I think it's just a submittal of our support for it and potentially a message to be included in their program to represent the town of Lunenburg.
Yeah, I understand it to be, Katie, a video of one or a group of us, so it can't really be a group. But for there to be basically a video saying, hey, Michael Ray Jeffries, Selectman in Lunenburg, Massachusetts, just want to extend, support for Pride 2020. Thanks, that kind of thing. I think that's all they're really looking for.
Anybody else have any ideas, any input?
Seems simple enough. I fully support it as well. I think it's a great idea.
Ms. Adams, did you put?
Yeah, I was just going to say, no, I definitely think everybody supports it. It would be a little easier if it was concrete what they're looking for, so we could piece together how to supply what it is they're looking for. So my feedback would be to, like Michael gave an example of like what they're looking for, if that is indeed, if there's a way we can construct something. It feels a little abstract to me, but all this the virtual world is to me. So that's all.
Yeah, I think what Michael what Michael portrayed or characterized, I think is the way I took it too. There was no direction. It wasn't like it has to be this long, has to be in this format or anything. They're just like, if you support it and you want to have a message included from the town of Lunenburg in support, whatever your message would be, record it and send it to them. And we can work with PAC on doing the video, and then just send it to them. It's totally free form. They didn't put any constraints on it. as long as it's in support of that. And I'm sure they don't want it to be more than 5 minutes long. So I would probably say that as well. Mr. Marino.
Yeah, I was going to say exactly what you just said, and it seems fairly simple. We'll just have PAC do it and send our message, and I would fully support that. I make a motion that we support it.
Second. All those in favor, Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Marino,
Aye.
Ms. Adams,
Aye.
Mr. Jeffries,
Aye.
and an aye for me. Madam Town Manager, if we can contact the PAC programming director and see if they have any ideas. I am in town through Saturday. If they want me to be part of it, if they want to do something, on their own, that's fine with me too. If anybody on the board would like to be in this or would like to deliver the message, again, I want this to be as open as we can. So, now or you can message me later, but if you want to be the one who gives the message as well, I'm open to anything. So if you come up with ideas between now and the end of the week, let me know. If it involves me, I will not be here next week. So, okay. Will you please, Madam Town Manager, you will send a message to Mr. Bavenzi on our behalf?
I will. Yes.
Thank you. Okay, current business number 3, town manager request for vacation carryover. So, take it away, Madam Town Manager.
So, due to COVID-19 and everything since March, I've been unable to take what I have remaining for vacation time. I have been taking what I could after town meeting, but I still have 4.5 days remaining that I was unable to take. So I'm asking either to carry it over or, as the bylaw allows, to pay it out.
What do you prefer?
Either option is fine by me.
Yeah, I know which one I prefer. I prefer not to stack the vacation because it's hard enough for the town manager to take vacation that is allotted in 1 year, and then to put more year. I think we're going to be back. Either we're going to be back here again with the same, because that was 4 additional days, or we're not going to have a town manager around for a good part of the year or the extra week. So personally, I'm in favor of the payout as a choice. I definitely think it should be addressed, and we should do it. I just think of the 2 options, personally, I'm for the payout. But I will open it up to the board for their discussion on it.
Heather, are you sure you don't have one way or the other, which way you prefer?
I agree with Tom that it is difficult to take time, so it's the payout is probably the better option as far as the ability to take the time next year.
Are you, Mr. Chairman?
Yes, Mr. Marino.
I'm just going to make a motion that we approve this. I know how difficult it is to take time off. We're all doing a lot more with a lot less and have been. And whatever the town manager wants to do, get paid for it, take the time, just let it happen.
Second.
Any further discussion? None. I would entertain. So we have the motion. We have the second. All those in favor of the motion to the payout of the vacation days unused? Mr. Dwyer.
Aye.
Mr. Marino.
Aye.
Ms. Adams.
Aye.
Mr. Jeffries.
Aye.
And an aye for me. Excellent.
Thank you.
Thank you. Minutes, warrants, and action items. Warrants I have to sign tomorrow. I just got the email from the finance director that they are ready. Madam Town Manager, there's some other things you wanted me to sign with the Saliba closing. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tomorrow?
Closing documents are already at the office for you to sign.
Okay. All right, so I'll probably do it around the noon time frame, if that's okay.
Yeah, that's good.
We got some minutes last minute, pardon the pun, but we can review those for next week. Any action file issues?
Yes. I have a few for Heather. So I'm requesting some reports. And I'm not sure what they're called in town. I know that you and I have talked offline about some of these, but so the first is a facility asset management report. So this is the report that should be maintained by the DPW director that outlines the buildings that we have in town and the critical systems that are in those buildings, such as boiler systems, roof system, and the age and maintenance of them. So as a property manager and former facility manager, this is industry-wide norms. So I'd like to see that report. The second report is the quarterly maintenance reports. These are typically conducted, again, they're going to fall in DPW, and they are for all those building systems that I previously mentioned. It's the quarterly maintenance that will happen. To preface some of this is so that I can get a better understanding, as we expect to have some budgetary issues potentially this year. These are our buildings, and our building systems are our most expensive assets. And so I'd like to get a better understanding of where we stand and anything that's hot and coming down the pike. And the third thing, and this is probably a series of reports, just as the town manager, just as you present to us a report, just as I know that the library director presents to the library board a report, council of aging director, etc. I'd like to see the reports that are presented to the sewer commission, to the cemetery commission, and to the parks department. If those can be forwarded via email as well. The others I can access on my own, but those I seem to have some difficulty getting. In addition to those reports, I'd like to know if we have an update on where we're at with, and I know that I mentioned that I'll take a role in this to help happen, but we had talked about a meeting with other community leaders, or if there was kind of like a organization that was being stood up in the area to address some of the inequalities that these marches are trying to bring to our attention. Just if there's been any update on, I know it's summer, if any people are willing to meet or get together, or anything I should do to help that process along.
I will need to reach out to those communities still. I did reach out to a colleague that is on a diversity task force, and I haven't heard back yet from her.
Oh, well, okay. So anyone information you want to pass along, I certainly will take an active role in following up.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Ms. Adams.
Sure. I just wanted to check in with Heather. I don't know if it'll come up in the town manager report. I have trouble with my Google Docs right now. In regards to the town beach opening and the different phases and things, and my question about the town beach would be, have we taken steps? I know we haven't ratified them, so it hasn't happened because we would have seen it, but have we taken steps to hire back the staff? Because in order to implement anything or get the town beach ready or get the ropes out. I saw a speedboat go right by the beach on my way to Embers the other night, and I thought we're not even holding our space in a safe way to suggest we'll be back. Are we taking steps towards hiring back some staff so when and if we're ready, we've prepared? Because we can't reopen if we don't have a life-saving staff.
All those positions were advertised for, and we received applications. We just never completed the process because of COVID-19 with the actual hiring.
So are we going to hire? Because if we don't, we have no hope to bring, lessons or that recreation space to the community. I think we at least have to hire somebody or a group so that we can hopefully bring this. The swim lessons were such an important part of my children's swim safety. We've been able to access private lessons. We have a lot of water access and things, but I feel like there's a real missed opportunity here if we don't get at least the beach opened, even if it's just for lessons or just for certain things. And without hiring a staff, there'll be no beach. So I really hope we'd at least take steps towards having a staff.
As I understand it, the recreation director has been in contact with and kept those people that did apply for the positions as far as what the status of the beach was. And obviously, if they were seeking other employment in the meantime, to keep them informed of what the status of the town beach was important. I can follow up with
who does the hiring though? Because I don't think Kayla, or is that her name? I don't think she does the hiring. It's done through you, isn't it? Because we usually ratify it.
Right.
So wouldn't the hiring be through you?
The recommendation would come from the recreation director to me as far as the hiring.
Okay. And I would just encourage us to do that, because if we have a moment, like parks might meet mid-July, or maybe they can have an emergency meeting sooner, we can't bring the town beach if we're not also working on having a reliable staff prepared. And I am concerned about there being nobody sort of working on the space in regards to the ropes aren't out, the beach isn't being cleaned. And I think that people need a little bit of recreation and normalcy, and hopefully as the summer goes on, we can bring it, but only if we're preparing to.
Yeah, it's one of those, it's like the chicken and the egg thing. I mean, where the beach isn't open yet, but we hire people who may not get to work. So, and that decision will be made by the Parks Commission in July.
Okay, I feel like we're just not putting the well-being of the recreation. I mean, we won't hire back a beach staff, but we have a recreation staff member who there's currently not much to even run. So if even you could encourage somebody from, DPW or the recreation director to clean the beach. They usually take precautions to keep the geese from moving in, put out the ropes so that it's a safe space for if it does open. I just feel like it's just there vacant, and it's been an important part of Lunenburg summers. And I just, like I said, I feel like it's more important now than ever to give kids and people something positive to do. And swim lessons was certainly something from that town beach that was a really positive part of my kids. And I've seen people all over Facebook looking for lessons. And like I said, I'm fortunate I have access to private lessons for my kids on our own property. But that's not the case for a lot of people. And so it's beyond just recreation. The service they provided with swim lessons for kids is something I feel like we should have on the forefront of something that could, I don't know. I guess I'm just a little disappointed that we're not more prepared.
I'll follow up further.
Thank you.
And Madam Town Manager, I think to that point, I think we just want to make sure, and I'm sure that you are doing this already, but when the Park Commission makes their decision, presumably before, they'll let you know before that meeting. So we'll have everybody in line that we can organize it. Obviously, I agree with you. We cannot hire people who we're not going to pay. But we should make sure this is very coordinated so that the beach doesn't open, and then we're going to start looking for people so that we all can do it at the exact same time. So, and I'm sure that you're already doing that. I'm just saying that out loud. Ms. Adams. Oh, okay. Okay. Committee reports. Any committee reports?
I think Katie was trying to talk, but she was.
Yeah, I'm trying. She muted herself. Yes.
No, I was just going to follow up that, people are saying we shouldn't pay somebody to be doing nothing. They wouldn't, if they're preparing and cleaning the beach, first of all, it wouldn't be nothing. But also in this unusual time of COVID, I'm pretty sure we could pull up a list of a lot of people in town who've been getting paid who haven't been working. And I don't even want to touch that topic, but it's a really strange time, but that's an unusual thing to point out, that we wouldn't want to pay somebody to not be working, because there's a lot of jobs that have been getting full pay that haven't been operating. And so there's actual things that could be done to prepare the town beach. So it's not as if they'd be doing nothing. They'd be preparing to help bring summer recreation to families.
I'm talking about the lifeguards and everybody that normally would have been hired by this point. We can't hire people for lifeguarding if we're not going to lifeguard. Keeping somebody who already has a job on the payroll so they don't get laid off is far different than not hiring somebody as a seasonal position if the position may not even ever go into effect. So that was my only point in saying that. Mr. Jeffries.
I just want to support your position on that, Mr. Alonso.
Okay. All right. Well, whether it gets open or not is up to the park, and I would encourage people, not only people on this call, but people who are listening, if you want to, talk to the park commission and make your cases there. I think there are good cases to be made, and it's not an easy situation, continues not to be an easy situation. Okay, any committee reports? I presume not. All right, old business. So we have annual appointments by the Board of Selectmen and Town Manager. I think we had one adjustment. That last week we appointed Mr. Steve Walker to the Public Access Cable Committee, and his term should be through 2023, not 2021, which was mistakenly listed. And then I think we have a new appointee. Is this a new appointee, Madam Town Manager? Jeffrey Bako?
Yes.
Okay. So let's try to kill two birds with one stone. I'd entertain a motion about appointing Mr. Jeffrey Bako of 14 Charlton Street to the Public Access Cable Committee with his term to expire June 30th, 2023. And just to make it one motion, correct Mr. Walker's term, which we extended last week, and change that. It was inadvertently said it expired 2021, but it should be 2023.
So moved.
Second.
Do I have a second? Okay. Any further discussion? All those in favor, Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho,
Aye.
Mr. Jeffries.
Aye.
I don't know, Ms. Adams, are you listening?
I'm sorry, I'm just gonna let that one pass.
Okay. Well, I was just appointing somebody to the Public Access Cable Committee, a new person, and correcting Steve Walker's expiration. It should have been 2023. Instead, last week it was listed as 2021. So it's doing those two things on this motion.
And the name of the new person?
Jeffrey Bako of 14 Charlton Street.
Okay.
Bajko.
We have a missing blankie.
It's actually reading further. He's a reappointment. I didn't recognize the name, but it's a reappointment.
Okay, well, it's a reappointment. In effect, it's the same. So, all right, and an aye from me. So, please let Mr. Bako know that he needs to get sworn in, and let Mr. Walker know that we've adjusted correctly his appointment termination date. That sounds way too serious than what it's supposed to have been like. Okay, town manager report and COVID-19 updates.
Right. Very short tonight. It's just an announcement of vacancies and meetings. So for vacancies, there are 2 alternate vacancies on the Agricultural Commission, 1 vacancy on the Americans with Disabilities Act Commission, 2 vacancies on the Architectural Preservation District Commission, vacancies for fence viewers, 2 vacancies on the Finance Committee, 1 vacancy on the Open Space Committee, 1 vacancy on the Personnel Committee, 1 vacancy on the Senior Center Property Tax Workoff Committee, and 2 associate vacancies on the Zoning Board of Appeals. And application forms can be found on the town website and completed and sent to the Board of Selectmen's office. Other meetings this week, the ZBA has a meeting via Zoom Wednesday, June 24th at 7 p.m. And the Finance Committee has a meeting via Zoom Thursday, June 25th at 7 p.m. And for COVID-19 updates, it's just the total number of cases. As of June 19th, there were 69 COVID-19 cases to date, and with one fatality, one death.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions for the town manager? All right, upcoming meeting. So we have no meeting. It's the last Tuesday of the month. So that means we do not have a meeting. Our next meeting is Tuesday, July 7th. Again, we will put on that. One of the things that will be on that agenda, as Ms. Adams pointed out, would be the selectmen appointments to the various committees that we serve on in town. And so please review when that goes out and the list goes out, please review which ones you'd like to go through. So we'd like to go through it quickly and hopefully get volunteers for all of them. Other than that, we will have public comment from the public. Now, somebody's been on the phone here, so let's see. I'm unmuted. Yes.
Dave Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, welcome.
Thank you. I want you to know that I have been on since 5 minutes of 7, and there was no way that I could communicate with you. I did everything that I was supposed to, and they said I was unmuted, and then you muted me. So I respectfully request that there's some way that people can get in touch with you, because it's kind of frustrating staying on here for an hour and a half and just waiting. But anyway. I hope you take the constructive criticism in the manner I'm trying to present it.
Sure.
I believe that this is the 4th consecutive week that public comment referencing the town cemetery fiasco concerning lack of mowing and maintenance on Memorial Day has been discussed. In addition, I noticed that tonight's agenda didn't have any mention about any report by the town manager and or the Board of Selectmen covering the cemetery issue. Frankly, I was very specific in my request last week and wondered when we will be hearing about the status of the investigation previously requested. I think it's very, very important, and folks that, in town that have called me think it's very important that you folks tell us what happened, why, and the reorganization plans of the cemetery operation, and when we can expect input and explanations surrounding the cemetery reorganization. This is something that is near and dear to many people in the town of Lunenburg, and I'm requesting again, and I want some direction as to when this issue will be addressed and what kind of feedback and reporting you folks will provide to the town. That's a question.
Sure. So I will address the fact that I have been very involved with the town manager in I don't know if the word investigating is the word, but to find out what string of events led to the lack of attention and preparation of the cemeteries on Memorial Day weekend and Memorial Day specifically. I was on that weekend with the town manager several times to find out what had happened. I want the town to know that, so we are talking to the people involved, but some of these are personnel issues, so they are not going to be coming to light in some public report, because personnel issues do not come to light in that way. But we will come forward with a plan about how this will not happen again and how we will address this. But the full investigation of what happened will not be addressed in maybe in sufficient terms for people because of those personnel laws. We're not going to be reprimanding or not reprimanding people publicly for what has happened. So I just want you to be aware of that, but it has not gone unnoticed. And believe me, it has not gone unnoticed for the general public because there's been so much public comment about it, as you have noted. So it is not just because we haven't responded with a Warren Commission style report doesn't mean we're not finding out what happened and why it happened. And some of those reasons, again, fall under the town managers and the personnel director's discretion about what we will release or not release. But suffice it to say, we will come up with a plan about how we propose to address this going forward, so that we do not run into this kind of event, which really was. I mean, there's no point in pulling back. It was completely a debacle, and everybody realizes it. So to use any other word would be unfair and unjust. It was a debacle, and we need to address it. So I do not know that addresses your question.
Well, yes, it does, and I appreciate your taking the time to explain that. But frankly, I'm not convinced that any discussion would have been forthcoming from either the town manager or you had I not raised the issue, because it wasn't on the agenda, and this is a very, very touchy situation. I agree, and thousands of Lunenburg loved ones are in those two cemeteries, so it's an emotional thing. And I know that you understand that, and I know that the town manager does too. So we have got to get to the crux of this problem, and we have to understand what happened, why it happened, and as much information, and I don't fully expect the Warren report, Tom. I mean, I just want some communication on this thing, as do other folks in the town, especially the elderly. I mean, my God, they're up at arms. So I look forward to a dialogue, or at least an update on a regular basis as to what's happening with the information that you can share relative to this situation. And once again, I respectfully request, because the town manager can delegate this responsibility to anyone that she sees capable, I respectfully request, again, that the Cemetery Commission have full custody and control of the cemeteries and responsibility for the day-to-day operations, so that this will never, ever, ever happen again. I thank you for your time, and I look forward to updates as we go along.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any other public comment from the public? Any public comment from the board? No. Okay. Madam Town Manager, if we can put that, we should try to get something, at least to make it official, as Mr. Rogers has requested and others have. I think we have enough information that on our next meeting, we can at least present, and you and I can work on that and present a document that, analyzes in the best terms we can, provide, given all the constraints of personnel that we can do, but we should have an explanation and what we're doing going forward.
For the next meeting, yes.
For July 7th, yes. And you can communicate me even when I'm on vacation, just if we'll drum up it shouldn't take that long to put together all the things that you and I have discussed and all the meetings you've had. So, Ms. Adams.
Are we on board comment? I've lost track.
Yeah, yes, board comment, yes.
Okay, I just wanted to wish everybody a happy Independence Day. We'll not
that's right. That's right. This is our last meeting before Independence Day.
Everybody celebrates safe and happy. This is the most unusual Independence Day I've ever had to, or all of us have had to reflect on our lives and everything, but I hope everybody is able to enjoy it. And so happy 4th of July.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Please be safe. Please be safe, not only from obviously the pandemic, but be safe if you have fireworks. And just as a word, I'm not like somebody who gets overly upset about this, but I know there are people who have dogs that are really, really freak out. And if you can keep the fireworks, I mean, you shouldn't have them at all. We have the chief here. He's Mr. Mourinho on this call, as I said earlier. But I mean, if you're going to do it, please keep it, within normal confines. Don't be shooting stuff off all day and certainly into the night. I was down on Long Island at my father's, visiting him for Father's Day, and there were people shooting fireworks off on Long Island at like 2 a.m. So it gets crazy. Please, have respect for neighbors and everybody else in the meantime. So.
And not to also be a Debbie Downer, but with the dry conditions, extra layer of danger with anything this year. But yeah.
So enjoy your independence in other ways.
In highly restrictive ways.
Yes, thank you. I forgot. Thank you for bringing that up because I forgot this is our last meeting before Independence Day.
Yeah.
Any other public comment from the board? All right, I will entertain a motion.
I make a motion.
Adjourn. Yes.
Adjourn.
Second.
All right. All those in favor, Mr. Dwyer,
Aye.
Mr. Mourinho,
Aye.
Ms. Adams, Mr. Jeffries,
Aye.
and an aye for me. Take care, everyone. Stay well. Take care of each other and take care of yourselves. Thank you.
Thank you.